I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. Today, ice cream is frozen, inexpensive and easy to come by. But not that long ago, it was only enjoyed by the rich and famous, who had the money to spend and the time to wait for this special dessert. Before the 1900s, there was no such thing as a freezer. In fact, if you wanted ice, you had to pay a lot of money to get a giant block cut from a lake and shipped to your house. Then you had to have somewhere to store the ice. The wealthy used ice houses or buildings that kept ice cool year-round. But most people could only afford to enjoy frozen desserts in the winter, when ingredients could be combined with snow. Then, in the 1600s in Italy, sorbet and frozen ice makers at candy shops began adding cream and milk to create ice cream! Making ice cream was no easy task. This method involved getting a huge block of ice, cutting it into chips, and combining it in a bucket with salt. Then an inside bowl was filled with cream and sugar and slowly whipped together. This took up to 8 hours. And even when served in special ice dishes, the treat would still be kind of melty by the time you went to eat it. By the late 1700s, the founding fathers of the United States were basically ice cream influencers. Thomas Jefferson had a special 18-step ice cream recipe. George Washington spent $200 on ice cream one summer. And Ben Franklin is said to have popularised the Philadelphia flavour, vanilla. Soon, America's wealthy also went ice cream crazy. But there was a problem. Many felt that ice cream should be available for everyone all the time, not just at fancy dinner parties for the rich. But without electricity or freezers, no one knew how. Enter Nancy Johnson. In 1843, this Philadelphia home chef had an idea for an ice cream maker called the artificial freezer. The invention was incredibly simple and only had 3 parts: a wooden bucket filled with salt and ice, a metal bucket inside of that bucket filled with ingredients, and a dasher or metal spatula connected to a hand crank. By churning the crank, the ice cream maker could freeze, stir and scrape ice cream. Best of all, this device could make a gallon of frozen, smooth ice cream in just 30 minutes. By the late 1800s, another inventor, Agnes B. Marshall from England, was ready to take ice cream to the next level. A trained chef and food journalist, Agnes wanted to find a way to make ice cream at home. So, in 1885, she invented the ice cream freezer, a small circular device that could freeze a pint of ice cream in just 5 minutes. But Agnes didn't stop there. She invented the ice cave, an insulated box to hold your ice cream and keep it cold, similar to a modern cooler. And Agnes wasn't done there. She opened a school that taught ice cream making. She sold ice cream moulds in fun shapes, syrups in cool flavours, had a line of cookbooks, and was dubbed the Queen of Ices. Agnes also popularised the Neapolitan ice cream, originally a solid block of pistachio, vanilla and strawberry ice cream. When it was brought to America, pistachio was switched out for chocolate, which was more popular. And in one of her cookbooks was another important recipe, the very first mention of an ice cream cone. Agnes suggested cooks take a folded wafer cookie, or cornet, and place the ice cream on top. That's the ice cream cone we know today. Delicious! Both Agnes B. Marshall and Nancy Johnson saw an opportunity to make ice cream even tastier. Thanks to these innovators, ice cream is now easy to make and widely available. It feels like we're living in the sweetest, most delicious era. We just have to enjoy it before it melts.